I'm hitting record. Okay, so tonight, what I was going to talk about is placement and how the team cycle works and how we kind of all work together as a team. So as you're signing people up, so a couple things about me when I started, okay? When I did start, I had no help with any of this stuff. I didn't have anyone telling me where to put someone. I didn't have anyone telling me, watch your back office for people going inactive. I didn't have anyone watching that stuff for me. So I've just kind of started doing it myself, and I'm going to show you guys how to keep an eye on it yourselves. But I keep an eye on it just because, one, I'm a bit of a control freak. I watch things like a hawk, and I just want to make sure you guys don't make the same mistakes I did, okay? That's really all it is. I have my biggest driver here is income. I really want to have this be sustaining me by the end of the year. So I made the time over the last year to study the compensation plan, really learn from other top coaches about strategy on where to place people and why you're placing them there. So when if I send you a message to say you sign someone up, and I send you a message to be like, okay, make sure they're on your left leg or make sure they're on your weak leg, then there's a reason for that. And the reason why is that I'm trying to make sure from the start that you guys are taking advantage of the team cycle bonuses that are available to you. And to do that, you need to be Emerald to get into those team cycle bonuses. As soon as you hit Emerald, you can start cycling right away. And we're going to talk about what that means. So here is us. This is where everybody kind of fits in the grand scheme of things right now. So as you can see, Dave is way down here. So Dave should be up here where Katie is, but he's not, because it took me 9 months before he would agree to sign up. So he's really kind of in a bad spot for me, and I'll explain why. So this side of me where Janet and Julie and Megan are, this is my strong leg. And my strong leg has Brooke, Danielle, some of the other top coaches on our team, all placing coaches on that leg. And everybody on here feeds into the person above them, okay? Back up to me. Same as over here. So even though Lauren is one of Katie's coaches, anything Lauren does feeds right back up the line to all of you, okay? So Dave is in a bad spot because if Katie all of a sudden takes off and starts going diamond, then I miss out on all of her team cycle bonuses through Dave. She'll just come directly into me. So there's me making team cycles off of everybody down below me, but then Dave is basically, it's another paycheck in my house, right? So he misses out on Lori, Kat, and Katie, these three. He'll take advantage of these ones, but not the ones above them, right? So I kind of miss out on any business they're doing. I kind of miss out on basically making 2 paychecks instead of 1, right? So the whole reason, and anywhere that we talk about, they always talk about signing up your spouse on your weak leg and to be up in one of the main spots, because it just simply means that you get to take advantage of all the business that your team below you is doing. You will earn cycle bonuses off of that, which means you earn it twice. You'll earn it off your spouse once, and then it's going to keep coming up the line, and it's going to come back to you. So that's 2 paychecks that you would make instead of 1. So whatever you're doing in your business, you can double it because it's coming through your spouse's business. So if you're looking income-wise to make income, then that's the way to do it, because you maximize the income you can potentially make. And that's the thing. The compensation plan in Beachbody is designed to rank advance. Beachbody wants you to rank advance, because if you're rank advancing, you're not paying attention to what the compensation plan gives you. And the compensation plan is designed totally different. So the goal is not to leave any money sitting on the table from week to week, okay? So when we talk about this, when you talk about your team cycle, your strong leg, so your strong leg is always the leg that everyone adds to. And the weak leg is only you can add to it, okay? And you always remember, when you're signing somebody up, you always want to go far and wide, always far and wide. So the reason why we talk strong leg and weak leg is because this side here is my strong leg, which is my right leg. My weak leg is my left leg. But if I came over here and talked about Amber's strong leg, you can see there's Patricia and Lauren under her. So her strong leg is going to be her left leg, and only she would be able to put people on her right leg. So that would be her weak leg. So it's the opposite of me. So when we talk about things, you have to talk about it as weak leg and strong leg, so that we're always talking about the same thing, because her legs are totally different than mine. Megan's over here is the exact same as mine. So if we talk right leg, then that's her strong leg, that's my strong leg. So it's the same, but not when we're over here talking to Amber, right? So that's why you gotta talk strong leg, weak leg, okay? So to cycle, so when we cycle, that means your strong leg has to do 200 in team volume points. And volume is anything that anybody sells, okay? So for an example, a 21-day fixed challenge pack, if you sell a challenge pack, there's 45 points for team volume. The Shakeology HD order that they're on, that's 90 volume points. So your strong leg has to add up to 200, and your weak leg has to add up to 100, and that's one cycle. So if you have Shakeology HD orders at 90, that can add up pretty quick to get to that 100 and that 200. So for an example, this is my week, just this week right now. So you can see my right leg is at 1,059 volume points on my right leg. And my weak leg is only at 315. So that means for just this week alone, I can only cycle 3 times, because there's only 315 points on my left side. So on your weak side, it's always 100 points to cycle. So that's only 3 times I can cycle. So on the 9th, you can see I had 297. So that means I can only cycle 2 times, and I get $18 a cycle as a diamond. So I made $36 that week. On the 16th was a little better. You can see on my weak leg, I had 553 volume points. So that means I cycled 5 times at $18 a cycle. And then I went back down to 268 for 2 cycles, and then the 315. So for just this 1 week, I made $216 just in cycle bonus in the 1 week. But I left $406 on the table. So I didn't get paid that because I didn't take advantage of all the cycles I could have made, because my weak leg, my left leg, doesn't have enough volume. Does that make sense? Are you somewhat understanding that?
Yeah, kind of. I'm always like have a hard time picking this stuff up. Like I've watched a couple of videos about it, but I think once I start making more money, I can see it under myself better, and then I'll have a better idea.
The thing is that this is all, like I said before, it took me like over 3 months before I understood what weak leg and left leg and right and left, whatever the hell that meant. It took me 3 months just to get that part down. So this stuff here really just came from my own curiosity and starting to go in, and watching so many people in other groups, all coaches higher than me, talking about their volume this, volume that, my left leg and all my weak leg volume, and I need to get that up. And what they were talking about, I just watched all their conversations and just learned from their conversations is all. But the goal is to be maximizing these cycle bonuses. So when I'm helping you place people, my goal is to help you start cycling from the start, instead of like me, who's basically my legs, I was putting people under my strong leg, and I didn't know about volume, so I didn't have anybody over on my left leg, and that's why mine's so unbalanced right now. So my goal right now, if you watch last week's video or team call, my goal now is to build up my weak legs so that I can start taking more advantage of these cycles. So you can see, if you can get the volume on your legs somewhat balanced, really these cycles are what starts taking over, as opposed to the commission sales of selling challenge packs. Okay. This is where it comes in. When you have people placed properly, you can start cycling, and then this is where it's going to start building your income, right? So, I mean, I didn't have these first few weeks I didn't sell a challenge pack until the 18th of March. So these first 2 weeks where I was cycling, making money off these first 2 weeks, that's none of that. I mean, that's past customers and everything that everyone else is doing. That wasn't me. I didn't make any money. I didn't sell anything.
Okay.
So that's where it starts to come into play.
So I have a question, Colleen.
Sure.
So when would you actually put onto your strong leg then? If you're always probably trying to build up your your weak leg, sorry.
Yeah.
And other people are constantly building your strong leg, right?
Yeah. So this is why I kind of made this little demonstration. Okay. So
that makes sense, right?
Yes.
So like, okay.
Do you have something else to say there?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Nope.
So.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. So if I go into even if you go into your back office and you look under volume, you'll see where your volume is, what you're doing, and what your carryover volume is. So as long as you stay Emerald, as long as you can carry your rank, see if this all has, your volume will carry over every week. So look at this, the week of March 23rd, just this week, my right leg is at 31,000 volume points, and my left is at 19. Or my total left, look, 119 to 31,000. So that 31,000 volume points is 31,000. You divide it by 200, and I times it by $18. That's $2,850 sitting there that I can't get to until I build up my left leg. So it's just sitting there for me. If I drop rank, if you lose Emerald status, and say you're Emerald for 6 months and then all of a sudden you dropped it, all of this carryover volume would go back to zero. You'd start all over again and start building up again.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you get in there, if I go back into this page here, okay. So what I did was I kind of did this to kind of just give you a demonstration. So to get to Emerald, you need to have two people signed up, one on your left, one on your right, one on your strong, one on your weak, whichever one. So I've got this set up to be strong leg on this side, weak leg. Your spouse always goes on your weak leg, because as you start building your team, your spouse is kind of a holding placement, because they're going to help you cycle when you need to cycle. So like for Dave, for instance, anytime I order anything anything, if I'm ordering the Fixed State cookbook, if I'm ordering a new shaker cup, if I'm ordering more Shakeology, if I'm ordering anything, clothes, doesn't matter, I order it all under Dave. Because everything has a volume points to it. So if I order it under him, then that builds up that left side for me so that I can cycle. So if I'm going to place an order anyway, I might as well place it under him, and then it helps me in the long run.
Okay.
So if you have your spouse on your weak leg, you always have them sitting there, and you have a personally sponsored coach, you got someone else on your strong leg, now you're emerald, okay? So in this scenario, my next person I would want to sign up, I would put on this side. Because if I put it on this side, that means as soon as their Shakeology order goes through, and your spouse's Shakeology order, or whatever you have them on, goes through, that means you're going to cycle. So you're going to make $14. My next person I sign up, I would sign up on this side as well. These are my own, this is my strategy. Everyone has a different strategy, and someone will tell you something different, but this is from what I see and have been watching. If you want to make, if you're trying to cycle and make income and build your income, then this is how I see it. Because if you put another person here, then that means you're going to cycle again, right? The thing is in order to go diamond, this is what you need to have to go diamond. If these were personally sponsored, you need to have 4 and 4, and then one of your coaches, doesn't matter which one of these people, needs to go emerald, and another one on this side needs to go emerald. That's what it's got to look like to go diamond. So the thing is that as you're putting people, signing people up, you're never going to know who's going to work this business and who's not. You don't know. So at a certain point, even though on this strong leg you've got people signing people up under you, so you're going to be cycling because you want to have people on your weak leg to even that out so you can cycle, you still eventually have to put someone over on this side. And if someone, so let's say this person here, I'm going to sign up and they're like, yes, I want to work the business. I want to coach. I want to work the business. Then if they're for sure going to work the business, I want them on the opposite side as my spouse. Because I can control my spouse. I can't control that person. So if they're on this side and all of a sudden they go emerald, which is great, that means I have the ability to go turn my spouse emerald and become diamond. Do you understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Get it? The thing is this person, having your spouse there, or your mom, or your sister, or your brother, or whoever it is, there's actually in the back office a form that they can sign that lets you have control of their account, okay? But the point is that that is something that you always have control over. So right now, I'm sitting at diamond. I have Dave sitting over here. So I am now, every time I hit SC10, which is 5 people, as soon as I sign up 5 people, the 6th person I sign up goes under him. So my goal now is to build him to diamond, which I have control over. I can't control what anybody else is going to do. I mean, I can't control whether people sign up and decide they want to work the business or they don't want to work the business. You can't. You have no idea who's going to and who's not. So that person just gives you a little bit of leeway, but it also helps you build your business because, like I said, you're making one paycheck, and now if they're cycling and helping you cycle, you're making a second paycheck. So you're doubling your income. Does that make sense? I'm trying to not, this is something that you will understand the more you talk about it. It actually sometimes can be more confusing when you talk about it. But the more you kind of just get involved and start signing people up and things just happen. It's not, you don't have to go out and, there's a rush to do anything. It just will naturally happen. It really will. It just, next thing you know, you're signing someone up for a discount and there they are over here. And then you're signing up a discount and there they are over here. And next thing you know, you've got a team building up.
Yeah. I think once I get more people, like I have a grasp on it now somewhat, but once I get my own team growing, like I'll like visually see it myself a lot clearer.
Yeah, you can see it building in your back office, in your graphical genealogy, and that you can see it start to get bigger. So it's yeah. So when you're in your back office and you are building your team, you're building away. So does everyone know how to set your preferred placement? Okay, so you can see here, like mine, like this and this, these are like the first people that I signed up. I mean, my back office is a mess. That's why I'm trying to help everyone else with theirs, because it's just brutal. So far and wide. So you're always going out on the far side and wide, right? Far and wide. This inside person here, those are not for you guys to put people there. This inside person is for her to put someone there. Right? So you don't want to be doing that. Okay. So let's pretend this is me right here. Okay. This is all that I see when I come into my back page. If I want to set my preferred placement, that means this little guy needs to be red, which he is. So if I was to sign someone up right now, they would go in this spot. Okay. So now let's say I sign someone up and I have them in this spot. That means if I don't do anything else, the next person that signs up is going to go over here on this side as well. The only way you can change it is by going into the little blue guy, click on him, and it'll ask if you want to set this for preferred placement, and you hit OK. And then it's now changed over here. So if I sign someone up now, it's going to go in this spot. Okay? Even if you did sign someone up in the wrong spot, which doesn't really matter, but if you do sign someone up and you're like, crap, that's not where I wanted them to go, you have 3 days to ask for a switch. Once those 3 days pass, that person's locked in forever.
So we just go to the customer service or call them and talk to them there?
You can do a live chat with Coach Relations. I think they might be taking just emails now. Either way, all you got to do is either do a live chat with Coach Relations or send them an email and just simply say, I just signed up Coach Amanda on my right-hand side. I want to move to the next free spot on my left side. And then within like a day or two, they'll show up on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Perfect. Makes sense.
Okay. So in here, you're always going to go, when you're on my downline, you're always going to go to geographical genealogy, which is where you're going to set your preferred placement. But then when you're looking at things, you always want to go into your sponsorship drill down. Always going, this here shows you everybody that's signed up under you. Okay. It'll show you everyone. So when you come in here, what you're looking for is things like this, inactive. That means something is wrong with her Shakeology. Either she canceled her Shakeology, she put her Shakeology on hold, or maybe this has happened to me a couple times. The expiry date on their credit card has changed and that the payment couldn't process. So I always come in here usually on Fridays and I look at this. I always take a rundown through here and I look through everybody. I can see everyone. I can open up everybody and look at them, right? So if this person is inactive, what I would do is I know why she is, but if I just opened this up and saw this, I would send her a message and I would just start a conversation with her and be like, hey, Melissa, how's things going? And chat with her for a little bit and then be like, hey, just wanted to make sure, how's Shakeology going for you? I just want to make sure everything's okay. If she's like, yeah, everything's great, I'd be like, oh, okay, because I just noticed you were going inactive. So I was just wondering if there was an issue or you had a problem with that. And then they'll usually tell you if they either put it on hold, they either canceled it, or they're like, no, I have no idea what's going on with it. Then you're like, here, can you just give this number a call and figure out what's going on? That's it. Just customer service. Just follow up with them. Because sometimes people do put them on hold, which is fine. They can put their shakes on hold for up to 6 months, right?
Yeah, that's what one of my I had her signed up as a coach at first, and then she asked if she could put her Shakeology on hold for a month. And I was like, yeah. And then when she emailed them, they emailed her back with like the list of like what she's paying. And she's like, what is this? And I was like, well, I explained to you these costs. And then she ended up like canceling her coach fee and just putting all of her shakes on hold and just not re-signing back up for them. So
that's why it's important, one, when you're signing people up, I mean, you already told her, and that happens every time. When you're talking to them before they sign up, you always explain to them what's involved. And guaranteed within the first month, they're going to be like, why did I get this charge? It's like, we just talked about that, and I explained it to you. So in the groups, during your posting, when you're posting in your groups, it's important that, like, let's say in the 21-day fix group, like if I'm posting anything now, like in the next week to 2 weeks, you want to be bringing it up that, hey, just a reminder, your Shakeology is about to ship again. So just so you know, or after the first 31 days, they get their on-demand gets charged the first time, and then it doesn't come back, doesn't get charged again for another 4 months. So it's just warn them about that one as well, so that they don't wonder what that's all about. That's why I always talk about the on-demand all the time, so that if they are using it, then they're like, oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. I knew that, right?
I've had a lot of friends message me and then just be like, well, I don't have a TV, I have a DVD player. And I was like, well, this is a perfect option because you can use it on your phone or your computer or whatever.
You've got an app for that.
They're stupid not to use it. Like, it's just like, it's so cheap in reality. It's so much easier. Like, it's so accessible.
Listen, here's the thing about the on-demand. It breaks down to be like 40 cents a day.
Yeah.
For access to over $3,000 worth of programs. So if somebody is not willing to pay for the on-demand, then they are not serious at all. Because
and when I've been talking to people,
good programs in there.
I'll say if you don't, like, okay, well, let's say they decide on 21-day fix. And I was like, okay, well, I tell them 30-day money-back guarantee. Then I say, you also have 30 days on the Beachbody on demand. So I was like, you can play around with different trainers or programs if you're curious. And then let's say you don't like 21-day fix. Well, then you know which one you like better. Or for the next round, like, you have access to so many different things. That, like, at the time, they're not really even sure what these are, these videos. So, like, knowing that they have the accessibility to play around and see if there's one they like better by doing it themselves. Like,
the on-demand is a great one to set. If people aren't really sure about like a challenge pack, the on-demand is a perfect option for them because it's, for us in Canada here, it's $43.95. It's free for the first 30 days. Then it's $43.95, and then they don't get paid again for another 4 months or billed again for another 4 months, right? It's quarterly. So they have access to all of the P90X programs. There's TurboFire in there, Insanity. There's previews to 21-Day Fix, 21-Day Fix Extreme, Size, Body Beast. There's access to every single program in there. And we actually you guys get a 50% commission on on-demand ones. So if people stay on that, you will always get that every time that their charge goes through. So it really is, if someone is unsure of a challenge pack, this is a great way to get someone started, because you can get them in the group, they can see what the group's all about, help them pick a program from the on-demand and start using that, and at least that gets them going. And then when they get a bit more confidence, then they can move into a challenge pack, right? So
I was also thinking of another way to build coaches on my team, was because I actually have a lot of student friends kind of messaging me now, because I guess they're thinking that school's done and they've been seeing my stuff.
yeah.
But I was thinking of putting like a summer, like a student summer job opportunity up. So I could get some students started in the summer when they're not working to get that extra money, and then they can coach at school next year. But then right now they're going to have that extra time. So that would be an opportunity to get some people who are like me, who like were at school, and have those like those people who were at school and going to the gym, or who gained the freshman 40 or whatever it is. Like that would be a great opportunity to build people on my team.
15. Holy geez.
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
40 pounds my freshman year, I would have freaked out. Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. That's a great idea. Yeah. Where are you going to post that? Are you going to post it around just on your page, or are you going to post it around like the school, on the bulletin boards at school?
Well, I'm in a couple Facebook groups, like with my old college, so I can post it in there. And then I can talk to a couple people and get them to post it in their group that they're in right now, their programs. So just saying, like, this is a friend of mine and she has an awesome opportunity, and then build friends that way too.
Okay. Definitely. If you need me to help chat with them, then you know where I'm at.
Perfect.
Definitely. I think in that instance, you're definitely going to want them to see the webinar so they see what it's all about, and then possibly have like a 3-way call, right? So we can answer more of their questions or whatever they need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was probably how I got involved, is I was like looking for a student part-time job, and then this ended up being so much more. But at the time,
you wanted to start. You had originally wanted to start because you were supposed to go back to school in January, weren't you?
Yeah.
And you wanted to have something going before you went back to school.
Yeah.
Help pay
but
for
then
it.
I changed my mind.
Yeah, exactly. And now look at you. Now you're PIO certified and ready to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the way things change. Sarah, you got any questions? Anything I can? Oh wait, you're on mute. Just a second.
There's a lot to know.
I know there is. And you just got to take it. I mean, this may not even, any of it may not even make sense right now. And it may not until you get your first couple of people signed up, and then you just got to take it. You just really, honestly, you just have to learn it. Almost learning it as you go. As you run into something and you're like, I'm not really sure how to do that, then take a minute and go learn how to do that, and then just keep going. Like don't let anything stop you from talking to people. Really, that's really the main thing, is talking to people and inviting them to the challenge group. That's the main thing. Everything else will come. It will.
Yeah,
it will.
I'm hoping so.
We're
just going to keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. Just keep talking to people and keep going. And as you run into stuff, let me know, and I can direct you where to go or what to look at or what to watch a video or something. Like when I first started, I really just spent my time going to YouTube and watching YouTube videos, like watching YouTube videos on how to invite people, how to talk to people, how to close, how to everything. I'm still watching videos on how to close. I mean, you just gotta, and it takes practice, and you can only practice and do it if you're talking to people. So
yeah, and that's what I've been doing. Same thing, watching the videos and asking you tons of questions. And
yes,
I'll get through.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And at the end of the day, just doing your program and working away yourself. So I mean, that's all we're doing. Always goes back to those 3 vital behaviors.
Yeah.
Personal development is huge. I honestly, whenever you do start to struggle in this, it'll be guaranteed because you're not doing one of the 3 vital behaviors. The 3 of them go hand in hand. Really do. They really, there's been moments like, I mean, I hit diamond last year in July. It took me 3 weeks to hit diamond because things kept going against me. I thought it was never going to happen. And when I finally hit it, I was like, woohoo, I'm diamond. And then July was my best month for Success Club. And then in August, I shit the bed totally. And I was like, by the end of August, I was like, this is it. I'm done. Like, I'm done. I'm here. I'm done. And then in September, it all snapped back because I started with my personal development again. So,
Okay.
it really does. It's like this, right? It goes in cycles. It's normal. Totally.
Just like anything.
It's just like exactly. It's just like anything. It is. So when you get the momentum going and that momentum starts, just keep going with it. Don't let anything get in your way. Just keep going with it because once it starts, it really does. I mean, that's the fun of it. The talking to people and really the talking to people and helping people, that is the fun of it all. The more people you're talking to, the more excited you get yourself. And I don't know, that's what I like. I find when I'm talking to people, I'm always the most excited and chatting with everyone. Whether it works out or not, it's still fun.
True enough.
Yeah. Amber, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm finding I have quite resistant friends though. They're not really into change right now, but
They will be.
I'm chipping away at them.
There will be. What happened to those women that you were talking about that were in that other group? And
Oh, well, the one